Hello, everyone. This is Ryan Ender. I wanted to quickly go over our option re-ownership strategy that we're looking for. We're going to go over examples here of corn, but this also applies to beans as well. We'll continue to send out updates on strike prices as the market moves around, but this will be a general discussion as to exactly why we look at these option strategies here for re-ownership. The number one is that it's a little bit less risk than holding cash grain. If we have cash grain in storage, it's essentially the same as being in futures. These options will move a little bit slower than that, both higher and lower. So a little bit lower risk as compared to holding it in paid storage. These options, most of them will be lower cost than paying for storage. In fact, some of them will be much lower cost. Another factor is that making cash sales here in fall and actually having it sold and gone allows for money inflow immediately, and we only have to put a small portion of that money back into these options to continue to have re-ownership on what we've already cash sold. We do know that also when you sell at the elevator and do not store, you get a slight discount for drying costs. So that's a factor you may not think about, but it's worth easily a penny or so. Um, Also, we have the option to the choices to change strike prices or change how we feel about the market. You can fine tune each of these strike prices to exactly what you're looking for in the market or what you'd like to have open upside. And we also, of course, selling to anyone we want. We can haul to an ethanol plant. We can haul to our local elevator. We can haul to an elevator we've never hauled to before. None of that matters if we're making a cash sale and re-owning it here on the board. So let's take this one step at a time. This is an example as of current market prices here. So these will change strike prices and, of course, where the market's at. But let's start with just simple buying a call. What buying a call, in this example, buying the 440 call would do is that you are allowed to re-own July corn at 440 any point down the road. So if we go to $4, well, then you made a cash sale, and yes, you'll lose a premium on this call, but you won't be asked any margin for this. It'll simply be a 31.5 cent cost. Um, in this option here, and you won't have any downside risk at all. And again, I mean, if we pay for storage, if we put grain into storage and it falls 40 cents, you're out the 40 cents. It's pretty quick and simple like that. So this is just the base idea. We're going to move on because what we would actually like to do is add more legs to the strategy to kind of pin it in a little bit more and lower the cost significantly. Let's start with selling a call against our long call. Basically, this isn't too complicated. What we're really doing is we're saying, if we're buying the 440 call here, we're saying that we want 50 cents upside coverage, not unlimited. If you buy a call and it corn rallies $2, you get $2. But in this, I mean, in a more realistic scenario, from now until late June when these expire, we're saying that we would like to have 50 cents upside coverage, and that lowers the cost in this example by 14 and 3/8 cents. So now we're at just over 17 cents for a 50-cent re-ownership cost. Now again, remember, 17, just over 17 cents. Comparing that to storage all the way out to June, for some people, we might actually be talking the exact same number. Now, this will lower our cost a bit, and we're down to just over 17 cents. It does not have any margin risk. Buying a call and selling a call is still whatever money you put up, that's your total risk, and there is no risk if the market moves lower. Now, let's look at adding a sold put. Now, what we're doing here is everything that we just discussed. We're re-owning corn at 440. We're allowing up to 50 cents upside coverage. We're also looking at selling, in this example, a 380 put. So now what we've added here is lowering the cost again by another 5 and 1/8 cents in this example. And we're saying that if July corn, by the way, was to move down to 380, we will be locked into futures. But now keep in mind, comparing to paid storage, you are locked into futures immediately because you are still actually holding the corn. So that is the same thing as being locked in immediately. What this will do is cheapen up our strategy and say, we are okay being locked into a long futures if corn falls down to 380. Now, one more thing on that call spread, the 50-cent upside. Do keep in mind that if we max this out, if corn goes to 490, we can continue with other coverage too. If we get to 490 and we're ahead on this option, and then corn continues to go, we could actually just buy futures there and keep the coverage going. Buying futures after you're already seeing a 50-cent bounce is easier than buying futures today while we're harvesting. So the key here also is that it has flexibility. Those three options that you just saw here are examples, and they're pretty much a fair balance between risk and reward. But just keep in mind, you can feel free to fine tune these to any level you want. So call in, ask about different strikes. We'll be able to kick back the different costs and find the one that's more exact for what you are looking for here. So that's what we're looking at doing here. And we're using July. We're going out to the end of June. We do want that longer term option. We do think we may need a option all the way out to late June in order to cover ourselves or to see a large enough bounce here. So that's what we're looking at. Again, if you have any questions, call in. Let's look at strike prices, go over what risk is and what margin might be involved with that three-way option. But again, call in with details. I just wanted to give this quick message to briefly go over these so at least everybody has a starting idea. So again, have any questions, call in anytime.